Hello there, it's Rainbow Dumpling, and in this video I'm going to try acrylic markers for the first time. So this is Deli's Color Motion acrylic markers. I have the 24 color set. There are also sets that come in 12, 36, 48, 64, and 80. Here are all the colors. The marker design is also really pretty. So first let's make the drawing that we will test the markers on. Recently, I've been really into the cute upbeat songs by New Jeans. Yes, I only discovered them in 2024. So I'm going to draw an anime girl who looks like a New Jeans song. Specifically, How Sweet. Yeah, it's going to be quite challenging to make a character to look like a song, but we'll see how it turns out. So I just bombarded this character with cute fashion. She's wearing a cute sweater, a choker, her phone has a teddy bear keychain, and she's wearing a bear bucket hat as well. Basically, in this scene, she's talking to her friend on the phone, and she's like sad because her friend just said that she can't make it to whatever they planned out today. So a last minute cancellation is happening here. And she's all dressed up too, but don't worry, was perfectly fine with her and just strolled around town by herself after, and she ate strawberry cake or whatever's cute. At this point, the drawing's done, so now it's time for coloring and testing out the acrylic markers. So here I'm using the skin tone colors for her face, and the tip drags around super smoothly, like using a whiteboard marker on a whiteboard. There's also none of that paper rubbing, screeching sound that you get when you use a permanent marker on paper. It's just really smooth. Also, unlike acrylic paint, where you use the brush to apply the colors and the paint eventually runs out and you have to dip the brush again, acrylic markers apply paint continuously. Like, you can keep on dragging the marker in one continuous stroke or line for like an hour and it wouldn't end. It also doesn't make the previous layer darker if you apply another layer on it with the same color. It's exactly like painting on a digital program with the opacity at 100. As for the pigment, it's really strong and not translucent at all. Like, it's really acrylic paint. The color on the paper is also the same as the color of the swatch on the pen, so you really can't go wrong with choosing your colors. The marshmallow purple I'm using here is really pretty. Like, the pigment just goes on top of the previous peach layer. There is no mixing at all or smudging of the previous layer, so the saturation is really great. The acrylic paint of this marker dries really fast, like faster than normal acrylic paint. So you can immediately build up your next layer after applying the previous layer using these acrylic markers without having to wait for the previous layer to dry. These Deli acrylic markers are the bullet tip kind, so they don't have that sharp edge that brush tips, fine point tip, or even chisel point tips have. With bullet tip markers, it's very hard to create smaller details and controlled strokes. So you basically just have one brush size for all of your strokes, unless you can control pressure very well. But that won't be a problem if the tip was the brush or fine point kind. I noticed that acrylic markers are perfect for coloring flower drawings because the pigment is so vibrant and saturated and it just makes the flower pop from its background. In conclusion, I think that these bullet tip markers are best used for drawings that require consistent medium width lines. Cartoonish, comic book, or manga styles with thick or medium width line art fit this. It's also great for filling in medium sized areas quickly. But I think if the area was super large, you'd cover it faster with a chisel tip because as you can see here, it was really difficult to fill out the large portion of this drawing, which was her sweater. There are still some lines that I hadn't filled out completely. So if your drawing style uses bold line work or outlines, or if you do cell shading or work with flat areas of color with hard defined edges instead of realistic gradients, then this is a marker that I very much recommend. The bullet tip of these acrylic markers also I think are great for doodling characters or objects with bold details, but not ones with super small details. For the paper, I tried it on normal bond paper that is 80 GSM, and it did bleed out onto the other side, but not extremely. As for the 120 GSM sketchbook I used, it didn't bleed out onto the other side at all. So here is the finished drawing. I touched it up with a white marker. The white marker is amazing for putting on highlights since the color white is very opaque and doesn't blend in with the previous layer. I give these acrylic markers a 10 out of 10, honestly. I think you can't go wrong with this medium if you have a cartoonish style. I really enjoyed painting with these since they're easy to use and have such cute colors. I think this character did encapsulate the song How Sweet by New Jeans to an extent.